Greetings! It is I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome! It is time to continue my discussion on the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, 5th edition D&D. Where we last left off, I was diving into the Dungeon Master's Guide and talking about the multiverse, the various places and planes you could explore. I was talking, of course, about the outer planes and giving you a tour of them. We've reached Hell, Baator itself, and I've been talking about the various layers, the circles of Hell that you can visit and enjoy. We're going to finish that up today. Let's start talking about them. The 6th layer, Malgosia. Now, it has had many rulers over the ages, and has outlasted all of them. From the Hag Countess Malagard to the Archdevil Moloch. Malagard, of course, fell out of favor with Asmodeus, and he struck her down. Moloch, well, he still is on the plane. He hides in the form of an imp and schemes in order to regain favor with Asmodeus and hopes to regain his position. Malbolge is an area that is permanently sloped. The entire thing is a massive slope, as if the side of a gigantic mountain. Chunks of it break off constantly, creating massive avalanches of crumbling stone, crushing everything in its wake. Those that live there live in crumbling stone fortresses, able to withstand those brutal avalanches, or caverns and caves dug into the side of it that they can just dig out their entrances once everything is said and done. The current leader is Glacia, the daughter of Asmodeus. She appears as this beautiful succubus with leathery wings and a forked tail, but she inherited from her father a love of dark schemes. She rules over this plane from this crumbling fortification, this massive stone fortress, where there's stone pillars that appear to be crumbling and like they'll fall apart at any moment, but somehow holding on, carrying this fortress no matter what. Beneath this palace is a labyrinth of cells and torture chambers, where those that have displeased her are sent down to, so she may torture them for all eternity for this slight against her. Maladomini, the 7th layer, is covered in ruins. Cities, fortifications, everything there is ruined. There are abandoned fortresses and castles and homes littering the place everywhere. It is a manifestation of ruin itself. It is ruled over by Beelzebub, the Lord of Flies, a massive, foul, bloated creature, the lower body of a slug. This form was inflicted upon him when he wavered in his loyalty and attempted to overthrow Asmodeus. This miserable, degenerate pile of gugh continues to try to plot to overthrow the Lord of Baator. He is known to carry curses, and any deal that you make with Beelzebub leads to calamity. Now, there is an interesting thing about him, that there are times when Asmodeus shows such great favor to him. Others are unsure why this would happen, why this degenerate that he has cursed with this form would be granted such great clemency. But perhaps it's because he respects this foe of his that he's caused to be reduced to this horrible form. It is unknown. Now, the 8th layer is Cania, a hellish landscape where ice storms tear flesh from bone, and massive citadels and cities are embedded in ice. The places that you might find safety are where the prisoners of this plane are being kept. It is ruled over by Mephistopheles. He rules over the plane from his citadel of Mephistar. He is both Asmodeus' greatest ally and greatest enemy. He plots to overthrow and rule all of Baator and conquer the multiverse. But he is also the greatest advisor to Asmodeus and gives him the best advice when needed. But he's always on the lookout for the gravest of miscalculations that Asmodeus may make so that he may take advantage of it and gain control of all of Baator. More interestingly enough, he's the godfather of Glacia. So there is this strange relationship between the three of them because of this. He is a striking devil with massive, impressive horns. He is known to bargain souls to other archdukes, but he will not give his time of day to anybody he does not seem worthy. So he's willing to possibly trade with you, if you can prove yourself worthy. He also is known to have the sharpest instincts, cutting like the winds of Cania, and that only Asmodeus has been known to trick and deceive him successfully. Nessus is the ninth layer. It's a place of massive dark pits, which embedded into the sides of them are fortifications, where pit fiend generals lead garrisons of devils, loyal to the fault to Asmodeus, ready to invade the multiverse and conquer it. And at the center of this is the most massive, darkest pit of unknown death, where rising from it is this massive spire citadel of Malachine, the throne of Asmodeus' rule. It is the home of Asmodeus and his infernal court, and appears to be a massive hollowed-out stalagmite. Asmodeus keeps prison here, the souls he deems worthy to do so, those he keeps in his possession. That is not to say that you cannot deal for one of those, but he parts with them at very steep prices. It's been known that one must trade even kingdoms in order to gain a soul from his collection. Asmodeus most often appears as a very handsome bearded man with small horns, oftentimes wearing flowing robes. Though regardless of whatever form he does take, he carries with him his ruby scepter. He is the most cunning and well-mannered of all the archdevils. But the ultimate evil that he represents, he hides it until he wants you to know it's there. Or he loses himself and flies into a rage. So that's it for today. I've finished talking about the layers, the circles of the 9 hells. The 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. The 6th, a massive slope where Asmodeus' daughter, Glacia, rules over, where avalanches constantly happen, destroying stuff. Maladomini, a plain of ruins, where Beelzebub, the bloated, slug-like creature, rules over. Cania, a frozen wasteland of wind so sharp it tears your flesh from you, ruled over by Mephistopheles. Both the greatest ally and greatest enemy to Asmodeus. Both showing his loyalty, but always looking for that opportunity. And Nessus, the center of evil, where Asmodeus himself rules over with his infernal court, ready to continue to spread his influence to the multiverse. In the next episode, I can continue our tour. Beyond here is Archon, and more. So if you have any questions, comments, anything you must say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It shows your support for the channel, the Empire, and the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you can always check out my Patreon. Link in the description below. But regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.